You guys already know I got gear that got sent to me a couple weeks ago, and now I'm going to be doing a review for a new device that was added to my setup, and I think it's super amazing. I'm excited to show it with you guys, and it is the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro. The question now is, does the ROCCAT Vulcan rock? It definitely does. Okay, that was lame. I know, that was corny. Don't boo me. Anyway, we're going to do a review for the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get this video started, I want to give a special thank you and shout out to ROCCAT, aka Turtle Beach, for sending this out to me. I'm very grateful that they sent this to me because I've been looking for a new keyboard for quite some time. You know, if you guys know me, you know, I've been for the longest, I want to say for a decade, I've been a Razer fan, where the only type of mouse and keyboard I was using was Razer products, and I got so accustomed to it. But realistically, I've been looking at wanting something else to use in my setup and for the type of work that I do, from gaming, recording, streaming, video creation, and so much more, including podcasting. And I was looking for a new keyboard, one that didn't have as large of a footprint as the Huntsman Elite that I was using. And so when ROCCAT hit me up and they're like, hey, you know, we're sending you something, check your mail. And I was like, oh, word? Really? Okay. And then when I got it and I saw that this is what I got sent, I was like, man, this is insane. Now I'm incredibly excited. You know, I've been using this for the last couple of weeks, and you know, it's taken me some time. It's taken me some time, definitely. I've had issues with my, you know, computer and sleeping schedule and all that. And, you know, finally I'm getting around to doing this. And so with this, we're going to dive into the review. We're going to cover why this is possibly for you. I know for me, it definitely is, but possibly for you, the keyboard that you probably need to be using with this opto switches. And it's got a lot. It took me a little bit to get used to it because I'm coming off of, you know, Razer keys. But once I got used to this, I don't think I could ever go back to using like a Razer keyboard. But I'm gonna dive into that. We're gonna do an unboxing and do a setup. I'm gonna show you guys the software, and then we'll go from there. But before we do that, let me introduce myself, guys. I am Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast, available on every major podcasting outlet. I stream multiple times a week on twitch.tv/Mikhail Kasanova. And yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you know, either on this side or this side, you'll see a notification pop up and say, hey, you should go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ding the notification bell, and we stay up to date on all the latest and greatest content that this channel has, from reviews, podcasts, you know, whatever that comes on this channel. There's a whole lot. I can't name all of it, but definitely check all that out. And that being said, go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so we're going to be unboxing the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro. This is it's got linear switches on it. It's an optical RGB gaming keyboard, and I'm really excited to be getting into this. Now, I know I'm doing this unboxing in a different area, but I really want to give this justice just because it is such a bigger box than what I normally unbox. Plus, I needed more room. So I just wanted to give this the best that I possibly could. So we're gonna go ahead and get on into it. We got let's see, here at the bottom, I'm just gonna cut these open. And then let's go ahead and get on inside. Actually, let's see, pull that tab down, pop it open. It's got a couple things in the box. We've got the wrist rest here. So let's go ahead and get this out. So kind of plasticky feel. It's got the ROCCAT logo here. So let's get that out of the way. And then of course, we got the keyboard. But the only other thing in here, we've got the quick installation guide here. And I believe that is everything. So let's get this out the way. So this is it here. You can tell this is not actually a heavy keyboard. This is actually pretty lightweight feeling. And then it's got the kickstand on the back, so you prop it up. But then here are the keys. You can see here. Give you a close-up look of them. These actually look really good. So you got your mute over here, mute, special effects, and volume up, or volume in general. You got a volume knob here, your 10 key, arrow keys, and then your WASD and everything like that. So let's do a sound test. Not too bad. So I'm gonna prop these up. And we got a tab here. Let's take this tab off. And connect this to it. And there we go. This is quite responsive. I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like how responsive this is. And as you know, we gotta plug it up and see it in action. And then we can go from there. Alright, so one of the things I want to do is show you guys the ROCCAT software, this ROCCAT Swarm software. I want to show you how that functions, what it looks like, the various features and abilities that when you're using any of your devices. So if you're using your Vulcan Pro, if you're using your Sense Amo Wide, if you're using the Elo Air or the Burst Pro, whatever you're using, you're able to control the RGB effect. You can do calibration for your mouse, for various key inputs for your Vulcan Pro. Basically, this allows you to do just about everything you need to do to make sure your devices are working their best, as well as keeping them up to date. If you go over here, you can see key illumination, right? So I can set up different things. Again, same thing as I could with the Sense Amo Wide. So I have the intelligent lighting system. I can do wave. I can set it to snake. I can set it to fully lit, heartbeat 2.0, breathing 2.0, fade effects, ripple effects, and then custom mode. So I'll show you a couple that are different. So like if we do ripple effects, right? So ripple effects is basically what you're seeing here. So this is kind of like what the ripple effect is. And then you can change the various speeds and settings on it, based on your preferences. Now if I take it to fade effects, I'll show you guys what that looks like. And then this is an example of fade effects, so you got an idea of like what that is. So we set it to that, and then this is kind of how it looks like. And you got other ones too, like if you want snake is interesting. It's one of the ones that I find to be pretty cool how it just snakes about the keyboard. And it's the customization here is just endless. Basically, however you think you want it to be is what it will be. I mean, if you set it to wave, most things are they'll go through a cycle kind of like this. Most RGB keyboards with the software. I just keep everything to intelligent lighting system personally, and it just it does what it does, which is cool. I like it. So then you also, you have your profile manager as you did on the other. And then you also have your macro manager. Now with macro manager, depending on the game that you're in, so as you can see, You can set it to Apex Legends, Anno, Battlefield 3, 4, BioShock 2, Borderlands 2, CNC 3, Civilization. Based off of whatever game you're playing, you can set it up to work from there. Now, these are all games that I do have on my PC, so I can set up the various macros to do certain things within certain situations. I can, if I go over here, say like I click on Modern Warfare, and I can go over here, do a drop down, and then I can go through various things. If I want to set something to be a specific, if I want to go prone, or if I want to do a melee attack, or if I want to do, primary weapon, night vision, stopwatch, stand jump, like I can customize this to be, a particular input of keystrokes or buttons on my mouse, and it will work input, and I can set that as a macro. So I'll go ahead and turn this on because I'm not going to be using this personally. I don't need it for that. But that's something that you can do with it. As you guys have heard, like the sound profile on this keyboard is super low key. Like when in comparison to the Razer keyboard, the Razer Huntsman, which was incredibly loud. Like right now, I'm gonna tap keys. I don't know if you can hear this key. Like I'm typing right now, and I don't know if you can hear. You're barely gonna hear anything. One of the other things I think is really cool with this keyboard is the fact that if you hold down a button, it kind of has a spiral out effect, which is really cool. Like you press and hold something down, and then it just spreads, like the RGB changes to react to wherever you are. Like I haven't seen that, and maybe that's been on other keyboards and it just wasn't on my radar. But man, this is such a cool feature that I'm like, yo, can I get this on everything I have? And clearly I do have the entire AIMO setup with the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro, the Burst Pro mouse, as well as the AIMO and the ELO Air. Everything it's all, and it's crazy how like you plug it in, and then when you set the profiles, it automatically syncs, which is something that, when I was using my the Synapse 3.0 and using that with my Razer software, I always had to go and make sure I change things to I had to put it in a certain order, like what is the order that everything's in, so that when it does the cycling that it syncs up. And I was constantly always having issues, and sometimes Synapse wouldn't work, which is something I want to speak on when it comes to the ROCCAT Swarm software. Now, the customization in that software is absolutely insane. The fact that you can set up your mic, your macros like that is super quick. Being able to set those up, and you can set it per game and set it to a way that it doesn't interfere or falsely activate compared to something else, like falsely activate in another application. It's absolutely supreme. I absolutely love it. One of the things too is how low profile this is. Like this is a very, very lightweight keyboard. You would think that this would be heavy, but it's not. It's super lightweight. And then I like that the cable is braided, and it's just one single slab. Now, is this durable enough for like if you're dropping it? I know some people like to do drop tests when it comes to like their keyboards, but honestly, I'm trying to figure out who actually does drop tests. And if you do, why are you dropping your keyboard that should be sitting stationary on your desk? Now, I wouldn't say it's durable enough in that sense. If you're dropping, if you're banging on your keyboard, now it probably will break. It is overall a very sturdy piece of gear. Like on the bottom here, you have lighting to show the various profiles that you're on. So I'm on the default one. You can also set it to game mode. There's a function. If you do function and then hit here, you can actually turn the scroll button. It'll switch it to being game mode, and you'll be able to set to various profiles that you have set. Now, like I was saying, the functionality of being able to just press a button and it just spiral out like that is just super cool. Like check it, look, I can press here and it just reacts to what I'm doing. Same thing. That's cool. Plus you've got your volume control. You can turn your volume off, up and down. So say you've got like anything, you know, if you've got your headset, if you got the ELO headset, or if you're using whatever other headset you're using, still control the volume here. You can mute the mic, you can turn on special effects, you can, you know, turn the volume off completely. It's really just amazing. And you know, looking at the build quality, the plastic and aluminum body, it's just so sleek. And then you also have this wrist rest if you want to connect it, and it's super easy. I'll show you guys multiple angles of it, but basically it magnetically connects here, as you can connect it like so. And then, you know, you need that on your desk, just plop it down and then boom, you don't ever have to, you know, do anything else. One thing I do kind of wish that came with this keyboard when it comes to like the wrist rest is, I know this is a solid slab of plastic. I just wish that this right here had an RGB effect, because I think that would have been cool seeing the ROCCAT logo turn on and just be part of. I wish some of the logo for the device itself like had RGB. Unfortunately, it doesn't. And I do think that's a unfortunate thing, but maybe in the next iteration it probably will. But as it is, this is a dope kit, dope keyboard, silent keys. It's got the opto switches, so you guys are probably wanting me to talk about that. So you know, there's various keys. There's mechanical keys, there's the membrane keys, and which the membrane ones have that mushy, shallow feeling, and then you've got those, you know, stock keyboards that come with almost every computer that are just terrible, and I throw those away immediately after I get them. Then you've got the mechanical switches, which, you know, you'll see like and like the Steel Series keyboards, as well as the Razer keyboards. They use custom mechanical keys. Now this right here uses opto switches. So opto switches are basically, they're going to give you the fastest response time whenever you're typing anything. Like typically with other type of keyboards, so even mechanical and membrane, whenever you're typing, there's a slight delay more often than not between your keystroke and actually something happening. Now with opto switches, they offer literally zero latency, right? So whenever you're typing something, it immediately activates, and there, when it goes down, and if I can show a reference, there's literally no delay upon you doing something. If you press it, boom, it's automatically responding. And when you're, say, you know, you're in a match on some Warzone, or if you're playing some, you know, for me, I do MMOs. I'm an MMO guy. So as I'm playing FF14 and I need to, you know, as my tank, I play as a Dark Knight. So if I need to turn on my tank stance, and then I need to start, you know, provoking enemies to draw the aggro onto me, I don't have to worry about there being any latency or delay with me pressing any of those keys and then function happens. It is instantaneous. So I love that. I love the customization that comes with this keyboard, with everything you're able to do with it, and just as a whole, how great it functions. Downsides. Now, is there anything that I dislike about this keyboard? Honestly, no. There's really not anything I dislike about this keyboard, other than the fact that the logo doesn't light up, and the fact that the logo here doesn't light up. That's the only honest downside I have about it. I like the fact that the braided cable uses one USB port instead of using two, like the Razer one took up two USB ports, whereas this one just uses one. I like the fact that the software, the ROCCAT Swarm software, keeps everything up to date, notifies me if there's updates coming, customization built into it, the Illumination, as well as the macro switches, and, you know, everything that you can do in the software is just right there. It's so easy and simple to use. Other than that, no, I think if you're looking for your new or your next keyboard for your setup, I don't think you can go wrong with this. I will say that if you're used to other keyboards, if you're coming like from a Steel series or coming from like a Razer keyboard, there will be a bit of an adjustment period for you to get used to it. Other than that, I think this is a solid keyboard, very durable, lightweight, doesn't take up too much space, and I just love the build quality. So other than that, that's my thoughts on the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro from Turtle Beach and ROCCAT. So what do you guys think? Is this a keyboard that you have? This also before I get into the end wrap up, well, technically I'm already in the end wrap up. This does come in a TKL or 10 keyless variation. So if you don't necessarily need the 10 key, there is a variation that it comes without it. I personally think I'm going to pick up the 10 keyless as well and connect that to my PlayStation 5, because I think that's going to be something I'm going to need, because I go back and forth between playing Final Fantasy 14 on PC and PlayStation 5. So I think the 10 keyless would be dope for me. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you have the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro? Is this something you're looking at picking up? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going in the comment section below. And if you want to take the conversation further, we do have Discord, so feel free to hop in the Discord. Amazing bunch of content creators, people in the industry, and so many more are in the Discord, so feel free to hop in. And as always, I want to give a shout out to ROCCAT and Turtle Beach. Eric, you're amazing. Thank you for sending this out to me for review. And this wouldn't have been possible without you guys. You make a phenomenal product. I have not tried a Turtle Beach or ROCCAT product that I have not liked. And yeah, not paid to say that at all. This is just my personal opinion. So that being said, if you guys want to pick this up, I do have an Amazon affiliate link down below if you want to pick it up. It does help out the channel. Gives me a little bit of kickback, which I can put back into, helping make greater quality content. So other than that, I'm Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I stream every single week on twitch.tv/Mikhail Kasanova, so catch me over there. And if you haven't already, make sure you sub to the channel, hit the notification bell, that way you stay up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes from this channel. And yeah, that's it. That's the review. And this is all, every time I get to the end, I always have this awkward situation where I'm like, how do I end the video? But anyways, that's the video for the ROCCAT Vulcan Pro. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces wow, too sweet, be the elites. I'll see you on the next one. Happy gaming, and hey, we're in 2021. Let's take this year and make the most out of it. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. I really want to say mahalo and gracias for doing so. It is truly amazing that I have people that actually enjoy my content. I mean, you made it to the end of the video, so I assume you enjoyed it. If you didn't, hey, there's a dislike button you can always hit. I know, some people like to do that, but hey, whatever. I just am appreciative of the fact that you came through, you watched it, you got to this point. If you want to do me a solid, go ahead and hit the like button if you really liked it. And if you loved it, go ahead and sub for more content like this. If you want to support my work, we've got channel memberships, we got Patreon, and all that will pop up somewhere on the screen here and linked down below. Your support means a lot to me. If you know someone who would enjoy this type of content, go ahead and share it. That's what matters most. You guys watching it and sharing it with someone who might enjoy it, a friend, who knows. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Mahalo again, gracias, and fa'afatai. I will see you on the next one. Yes, 3 different languages I spoke there. So Hawaiian, Spanish, and Samoan. So gives you a little detail as to what I'm mixed with. But with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe, and yeah, happy gaming, happy streaming. Have a good one.